Hello friends, welcome to my channel Printf Developer World. Today let us study about memory layout of a C or a C++ program. As a C or a C++ developer, it's important to know how a program's memory layout looks like. Any program is generally composed of different pieces of sections, and we have the following sections: our text segment, your initialized data segment, your BSS, which is an initialized data segment, a stack, and heap. Inside text section, it holds memory for your machine instructions which the CPU executes, and this is a read-only section. And we have our next two sections which are initialized and uninitialized data segments, where your static and global variables get stored. Now inside initialized data segment, your initialized variables get stored and your uninitialized variables get stored into your BSS, which is called as uninitialized data segment. And then we have our static and stack and heap memory. All the local variables in a given method are stored inside a stack memory, and this memory gets released once your function is out of scope. All the local variables inside a particular function, memory allocated for those two local variables, get destroyed after the function is exited. Now another section is heap memory, which is also known as free store. Now where the programmer has control over the memory, that is he can allocate it whenever he wants, and he can deallocate it whenever he requires. Once the memory is allocated, it's the programmer's responsibility to destroy that memory allocated from heap. Now this is our pictorial representation of our memory layout, which I got it from Wikipedia. We have our text at the bottom, then we have our initialized and uninitialized data segments, then followed by our heap and stack. Basically whenever you compile your program, right, you can your program only has your text, data, and BSS segments, and your stack and heap are generally come into picture when your program is being run, and your stack and heap memory grow towards each other depending upon your program's memory consumption. Let's try and write some code to understand more about these sections. Now this is a simple program which I have written, which does nothing. It's just a plain main method, and it does nothing. It's a dummy program. Let's compile this program. Once we compile, we have our a.out generated, and in Linux we have command line utility called size to check the text and data segments. I'm on Ubuntu, and yeah, this is how we can check the layout. Yeah, we have our text, data, and BSS and we have our sum of this section. This column is for represents the sum of these three sections in decimal and hexadecimal. If we add this 14, 18, 544 and 8, right, we get this 1970, and this is the equivalent hex 7b2 for 1970. Now inside our program, let's try and create a static variable. Basically it's an array of type integer that holds 400 elements. Let's try and compile our program and again and check the memory sections. See, compared to earlier, our BSS got increased to 1632 because, and since this section is for initialized section, so our A got stored for inside this BSS. Now let's try and add one more static variable, and let's initialize its value to B to 10. Sorry, let's compile it again and let's check the output. Yeah, see, now your data segment got increased to 548 because we have added one more static variable, but this time since we initialized it, it went into this section. So similarly for that array variable went inside this BSS. That's how your program, these that's how we can see demonstrate our different memory sections of a program. When your program is being run, right, then your stack and heap memory comes into picture. Now let's try and write another program called stack heap, whose name is stack heap.cxx. Now inside this, yeah, this is a very simple program, which has two functions other than your main method. We have check stack method and we have our check heap method. Inside our check stack, we are creating a local variable and we are returning the address of this local variable. And the same thing we are doing inside check heap, but the only thing is we are allocating memory inside check heap method from heap using our new operator. We have our pointer to integer variable and we are assigning a value 28 and we are returning this pointer variable from check heap. Now inside our main, we are trying to access the pointers returned from check stack and check heap. Int star st is equal to check stack and int star heap is equal to check heap. Now let's try and debug our program. Let's compile it using compiled fine. But if we observe, right, we got a warning saying we are trying to return local variable, address of a local variable. See, that's what we are doing here at line number 4. And in your practical use cases, you should never be doing this. This is a very bad practice. But just to understand our stack and heap memory, let's proceed with this. Now we have compiled our program. Let's debug it using GDB. Now GDB is a debugger in Linux. It's a very powerful debugger through which you can debug your programs very easily. I've put a breakpoint and I'm running my program. Now let's open another terminal and now I have run the debugger and our debugger is at line number 2 now. See, we have entered our check stack. Let's check the stack trace. We are inside our check stack method. We have run our line number 3. We are at line number 4 now. Now let's try and print the value and address of stack. Now value of stack variable stack is 10. Its address is in hex is 7FF FE394. Now we are inside. We have returned from our check stack method, and we are inside our main method at line number 16. Now before we get inside check heap, let's try and print the address which st is pointing to, as well as try to access that address. See, it's pointing to null 0, because once we moved out of this check stack, this stack variable got destroyed. So obviously our st is pointing to null. If we try to access the st, we get a warning from GDB saying cannot access memory at address 0x0. Yeah, because it's a null pointer. So this is how your stack memory works. Once you move or return from your function, this variable got destroyed and it's no more valid. That memory is no more valid. Now let's step inside our check heap method. Yeah, we're at line number 9 now. It got executed. Now let's try and print the value as well as its address. Yeah, its address is in hex 5555556AE B0. Yeah. Now let's try and print its value. It should be printing 10. Yeah. Now we are at line number 18. See, it says we are at line number 18, and we have returned from our check heap. So just before we return from our main method, let's try and print this heap value as well. See, our heap value, this variable, unlike st variable, this heap is pointing to the memory which was allocated inside our check heap method. We checked right in our earlier step, it's the same address. Let's try to print the value of check heap heap variable. Yeah, it's still 10. So your heap variable here is pointing to valid memory which was allocated inside check heap. That's how your dynamic memory, that is heap memory, works. Now, as we already discussed, it's a programmer's responsibility to delete the memory from which was allocated from heap. Now since we have just allocated from heap but we haven't deleted it, so it's a memory leak here. That's okay. Let's not worry about memory leak for now, but let's try and hope we understood how your stack and heap memory works. Now once we return from our stack, this variable st was pointing to null, because even though we assigned returned the address of this variable got destroyed because our function got exited and our stack memory gets destroyed. But unlike stack, inside check heap method we allocated memory from heap using new operator, and even after returning from check heap method, this heap was holding a same memory. It was pointing to same memory which was created in the heap variable. So we were able to print and access the this heap variable inside our GDB even after returning from check heap. That is, we tried to access this heap variable at line number 18 when our debug session was at line number 18, and we could see that we were able to print the value as well as our address was still valid. It was the same address, unlike stack which was pointing to null variable, which was null pointer. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, now let's end our debug session. And yeah, now as I said, right, it's a programmer's responsibility to go and delete the heap memory. So we have to do this to delete the memory allocated. Yeah. Sorry. Yep. This is how we delete using delete operator. We have new for allocation and delete for deallocation in C++. Yeah. Hope you understood all the different sections of your C++, C or a C++ program, your stack, your heap, your text data, your initialized data segment, your BSS, which is uninitialized data segment. Hope I gave some understanding on these different sections of a memory layout in a C or C++ program. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.